especially Mayor John Carpino, her daughter Lindsay, and her granddaughter Madison. Can we please take a moment of silence to honor Patty Carpino?
Right. He is going to be.
Thank you very much. And that concludes the President's report for this evening. So I will ask now for the report of the Village Administrator, Brent Woods.
Thank you, Madam President. First, you have before you a resolution 2020-R-04 for the appropriation of maintenance costs under motor fuel tax funds. As you know, when we passed our budget, we passed an appropriation for each division and each fund, including the motor fuel tax fund. However, the motor fuel tax fund requires a second step, which is mandated by IDOT, where we have to pass a resolution to be filed with IDOT, and that is before you. And I would, it matches our appropriation in our budget. So I would ask that for a motion to approve.
Kennedy.
There's a motion to approve resolution 2020-R-04. I heard the motion by Trustee Kennedy and a second by Trustee Moon.
Yes.
Any discussion on that? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item you have is resolution 2020-R-05, which is adopting the IGA with Cook County for the disbursement of CARES Act funds. If you recall, last meeting we approved the IGA. However, when I filed it with the county, they requested that it be done by resolution. So we're back here to do it with the resolution this time. So I would ask for, it's the exact same agreement that was passed last meeting. So I would ask for a motion for that.
Moon, and I'll make that motion for resolution 2020-R-05.
Motion by
Kennedy,
Trustee
second.
Moon. Second?
I heard a Kennedy.
Yes.
Second, thank you. Discussion? Okay, there being none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution 2020-R-05 approved. Looks like the next agenda item is for resolution 2020-R-06. The resolution.
I'm sorry, I was muted. My bad.
That's okay.
2020-R-06. This was requested originally by Trustee Kennedy. Actually on this resolution, I believe Trustee Kennedy would like to read it into the record.
Yes, thank you, Brent. Jan Posh came to me a little while ago, and after the justice officer had passed away, and thought that we needed to do more for our police officers. So I've been working with her, and she's right, we do need to do more. So that's where this resolution comes from. And it's a resolution declaring the month of October as Police Officer Appreciation Month in the village of Willow Springs. And it reads, whereas one of the fundamental duties of the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Willow Springs is to provide for the safety and security of the citizens of the village, and whereas the men and women of the village of the Willow Springs Police Department serve with valor, dignity, and integrity, and whereas the Willow Springs Police Department is charged with the duty of pursuing justice for all and performing their duties with fidelity to the rule of the law and the constitutions of the United States and the state of Illinois. And whereas the police officers of Willow Springs Police Department swear an oath to uphold the public trust and perform their duties without reservation or purpose of evasion, and whereas the Willow Springs Police Department performs their duties bravely for the citizens of Willow Springs to ensure the safety and security of their community at the risk of their own safety. And now, therefore, be resolved by the President and the Board of Trustees of the Village of Willow Springs that we declare our full support to the brave, honorable officers of the Willow Springs Police Department. Be it further resolved that the President and Board of Trustees hereby declares that the month of October shall be henceforward be designated as Police Officer Appreciation Month in the Village of Willow Springs. So I'll make that motion to get this resolution approved.
This is Moon. I'll second it.
Motion by Kennedy, second by Moon. Discussion?
I would like to add a couple other things. Working with Chief Ritz and Jan Posh, we've come up with a couple things like adopt a cop, so we're still working out some of the fine print of all this stuff. And then Chief Ritz has also found a new pastor for the police department since Pastor Joe's been gone for a little bit. And we're looking for any other things that we could do to help their morale. Times are terrible right now, especially for cops. It's not a job that I would want to have, or probably most anybody would want to have right now. So with that being said, we can go ahead and vote on it.
Wonderful. Thank you. So we can take a roll call vote now, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Mittermeier,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carries.
More, Brent?
Oh my God, here we go. I keep forgetting to unmute. Okay, next you have the approval of a lease agreement with Leasing Servicing Center Incorporated for the lease purchase of an asphalt recycler and trailer. What this is commonly known as a hot box. We put in the budget $35,000 for this year for it, but Keith had worked out with the company that's selling it to us a lease agreement that allows us to make 3 payments of approximately $12,000 each annually, and they don't start until next year, so we won't actually spend $35,000 out of this budget for it. With that, I would ask for an approval of that.
There a motion? Motion by Trustee Carr, second.
Posh.
Second by Posh. Discussion?
Yes, I have a question on it. Is this a new machine or used one, or what are we buying?
This is a demo machine, so it hasn't been used in service. It's just been used to demonstrate how the machine works.
Okay, and that's good. So we'll have 3 payments of it. I understand that
Yes.
correctly? Okay.
3 annual
And we-
payments of roughly 12,000, a little over 12,000 each.
What kind of a warranty will we have with this?
That I'd have to refer to Keith for, so I'm unmuting Keith.
I always say. Can you hear me, Brent?
Yes.
The payment, the warranty on the machine, on the actual structure machine is 10 years on the structure
Oh,
machine.
wow.
The internals, the burner on it is a 5-year warranty. The burner needs, basically every year they recommend to do a tune-up to it, a kit to it, which is like a thermocoupler and a burning element, which is approximately $100 for the kit. The first year, it will be free. Matt from the company will come out and do it the first year for free, the maintenance on the machine.
Good. That sounds like a good deal then. Be a lot faster doing the roads with that, won't it? I say it'll be a lot faster with that doing the roads, correct?
Yes.
Yes, we were actually, for the major potholes, the small potholes, it'll be more of a complete patch. It'll be actually hot asphalt rolled into it instead of a cold patch that gets pushed out right away. So with the hot asphalt, it'll be a much better process.
Good. Did I see you using it over by the Speedway
Yes.
or demoing it?
Yes. That was
Okay.
a demo on it. We did some spots around town with it. We ran
Yeah.
probably about 2 tons through it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Looks like a nice machine.
And this can also be used to remove, well, I mean, this machine doesn't remove sections of road, but we can remove entire sections of road and replace them with this.
So we have to cut out the bad asphalt first. And then
Yes.
this machine does not cut it out. It'll have to be done manually by us.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, there being none, can we take a roll call vote for the lease agreement with Lease Servicing Center?
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettlemeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
All
Okay.
ayes. Approval carries.
Okay, thank you. Next, this is a point of information for everyone. MWRD will be doing geo surveys in the area of 91st and Orchard in relation to the flood mitigation project that they're planning over there. So just if anybody sees them out there, it's that's what it's about. I'd also like to address a few items that are going to be under the attorney's report, if that's all right, Madam President.
Yes, please, Brent.
Okay, you're going to have several ordinances under there. 2020-0-20 is declaring certain vehicles as surplus. That one is the Camaro that we have will be declared surplus. Ordinance 21 is amending Title II of the Village Code, creating the position of Assistant Director of Public Works. That was approved in the budget or passed last month or the month before, whenever we passed it. And I felt a little more comfortable actually having it codified rather than just creating it through the budget. The next ordinance is 22, which amends Title VI of the Village Code in relation to health and sanitation. We've been having some issues with, there's several reasons that this needed to be amended. One of which was we had no real way to enforce issues that have been occurring because of the construction of the tollway. We have a gravel road behind the village hall and behind the townhome units that has been, cars have been driving and trucks have been driving on it, kicking up dust, coating everything in dust. And I went and looked through other towns to see what they had and in the lines of mitigation of that sort of thing. And so we codified it and created a section in here that would allow us to enforce the requirement that the companies using that road have to keep the road watered down to keep the dust at a minimum. I also found in there that in our health and sanitation code was our administrative towing policy for the police department, and I couldn't figure out why it was in there. Every other town had it in their police code, so it will be deleted from Title VI and added to Title 10. Next ordinance was 23, which was amending Title 10 of the Village Code in relation to the police. As I said, one of the items was to add the administrative towing policy into that code. And there were several other changes that were made as long as we were cracking that code open today. I wanted to delete a lot of the irrelevant ordinances. There were a lot of ordinances that were still on the books from 1897, referencing sheep and cattle, and inhumane treatment of sheep and cattle. We had codes that prohibited the sale of any prophylactic devices in the village of Willow Springs. Just a lot of stuff that was kind of irrelevant today. There were also items in there that have since been ruled unconstitutional by the U.S. Supreme Court, and those have all been removed. This isn't the last time we're going to visit Title X. I will be taking the revised Title X to our village prosecutor, and we'll be going over it to see if there's anything else that must be removed from it or changed. But for now, this was, I worked with the chief at length and Sergeant Jurek, and we came up with some immediate changes that needed to be made, and those are before you this evening. And then we'll get to the last thing when we actually get to the attorney's report. So that was all I have, and that would conclude my report, Madam President.
Thank you very much, Administrator Woods, and thank you for your explanation of those and for everyone on your work on those. Those will come up as we get further down. Trustee Moon, did you have something?
I had a question. Now, as far as the Assistant Director of Public Works, am I correct that the foreman's position has been eliminated?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. And you know, with that dust problem back there, I don't know why, but I'm thinking a couple, 3 years ago, we had people bringing their water trucks over to keep the dust down. But anyway, now we're making sure there's something in the code that they have to do it, right?
Correct, and there's a fine involved if they don't.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Did you
thank
say 1897 was the old codes?
Yes, many of them.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on now to the report of the village clerk, Clerk Manila.
Thank you. The next village newsletter will be out by the end of October. If you have any submissions, please get them to the clerk's office before the end of September. So the YMCA has not begun using the community center for childcare. There has not been enough interest so far to open the program. If there is not enough participation by October 1st, the program will not go forward. In the meantime, groups previously scheduled to use the community center have been able to do that on a week-by-week basis as the school has tried to get the program going. So we call people at the beginning of the week and say, you know, you can have your event at the community center this week. They haven't begun yet. So within the next couple of weeks, we should end up knowing whether this program is viable or not. So that concludes my clerk's report. Justice Willow Springs Water Commission, just be aware of the fact that the executive director's monthly report is included in your packet. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Okay, we will move on to the report of the village attorney, Eric Peck.
Thank you, Madam President, and thank you, Administrator Wood. You made my night much easier. The first item for the board's consideration this evening is ordinance 2020-0-20, an ordinance declaring certain vehicles as surplus. In the ordinance, the village would declare as surplus property a 2013 Chevrolet Camaro, VIN number ending in 7469. This ordinance would permit the administrator to sell, auction, or donate the property or dispose of it by any other lawful means.
Yeah.
The first item for your consideration.
Okay, a motion to approve ordinance 2020-0-20.
Kennedy?
Second, Moon.
Motion by Kennedy, and I heard a second by Posh.
Okay.
Yeah. Any discussion? Questions?
How many miles is that Camaro? How many miles was on that car that it's being declared surplus?
I'm unmuting the chief if actually Keith might have that information.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've unmuted
Okay.
both of them as soon as they unmute themselves.
Trustee Moon, I'm not sure what the exact mileage on it. We send everything over by Keith for his program over there, so he tracks the mileage for us and all the maintenance on them.
But
There's
But-
roughly like under 40,000 on it, just under 40,000, I believe.
wow, we're getting rid of it? There's no
We're
miles
taking-
hardly on it.
We're taking, Trustee Moon, we're taking the Camaro, we're gonna transition the Camaro to the Dodge Charger for the traffic car now.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Okay, there being none, roll call vote, please, Clerk Manelli.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettemeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. The next item on the village attorney agenda is approval of an ordinance 2020-0-21, amending Title II of the village code to create the position of Assistant Director of Public Works. Village administrator already discussed that, so that is before you for your consideration.
Do we have a motion for approval of ordinance 2020-0-21?
Can we get a motion?
Motion. Motion by Trustee Carr, second.
Posh.
By Trustee Posh. Discussion?
Yes. I'm not for this. I think we're not putting a qualified person in that position. And I thought we should have looked outside for someone with that kind of experience.
Further discussion on this?
The only thing I'll say is that I understand the person that is a qualified electrician and has pretty good background in maintenance. So I didn't see that as a problem.
Well, there's other issues that I'm not going to discuss on here that I don't believe he's the right person.
Okay. Everybody has their opinions. Okay.
If you want to talk to me privately, Aaron, I'll tell you what I know.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, if no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
No.
Trustee Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettemeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item for the board's consideration is ordinance 2020-0-22, amending Title VI of the Village Code in relation to health and sanitation. And the explanation was given by the village administrator. If you have any questions, please feel free to give them to myself or the village administrator.
Okay, yes. Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2020-0-22?
Moon, I'll make it.
Thank you, Trustee Moon. Second?
Carr.
Second by Carr. Any discussion here? There being none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettemeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Motion
Thank you.
carries. Thanks.
And the number 4 is approval of an ordinance 2020-23 or a -0-23, amending Title 10 of the Village Code with the explanation from the village administrator. That is before you for your consideration.
Is there a motion?
Kennedy.
Motion by Kennedy, second.
Moon.
Second, we'll say by Posh. Any discussion on ordinance 2020-0-23? Okay, there being none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettemeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Motion carries. Ordinance approved.
Thank you. And finally, for the board's consideration is Resolution 2020-R-07, adopting a collective bargaining agreement between the Village of Willow Springs and the Metropolitan Alliance of Police.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Burke, second.
Second. Moon.
Second by Moon. Discussion here? Questions?
Could you
Okay.
tell us a little about it, please?
Yes, I can speak to that. I participated in the negotiations for the agreement. They took place between May and August. negotiated in good faith by both sides throughout that time. We took a little break when COVID had first hit to get a better idea of where the village was at financially, came back together in August and reached an agreement. And the key points on the agreement to point out are that it's a 3-year agreement where and MAP applies to corporals and patrolmen. So in year 1, there's a 2.5 annual salary increase, 3% in year 2, and 3% in year 3.
Would you
And,
please say that first one again?
In year 1, it's a 2.5 salary increase.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And then 3?
Yeah, 3% in year 2 and 3% in year 3.
Good.
And
Thank you.
another key change in the agreement, or I guess point in the agreement, is that the longevity package has changed from what used to be a percentage. So for people that hit longevity on a tiered structure, it used to be a percentage increase, and we negotiated a change to a flat rate, which is more consistent with comparable towns and most other towns in general. So now we have a flat rate for that.
Thank you.
Any further discussion, questions? Okay, is there a motion to approve the collective bargaining agreement with?
Yes, we have
Yeah.
trustee
Moon.
Burke has the motion and Moon has the second.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Clerk Manella. Okay, so
Sure.
now we can take a roll call vote, please.
Yes, trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution approved.
And there's nothing further under the village attorney report, Madam President.
Thank you very much, Eric. Moving on to village engineer, Dan Lynch, please.
Thank you, Madam President. I believe you have in your packets a letter I prepared summarizing the bids which were opened on September 1st for the road resurfacing project. 5 bids were received. We did things just a little bit different this year with a base bid and 2 alternatives because there was of the uncertainty with the budget and just how bids were going to come in this year in general. But bids did come in very favorable. My letter has an explanation of the base and both alternates, so I'm not going to bore you with reading my letter. But I think that's spelled out. There's also a map attached to graphically represent what is included. My understanding from Administrator Woods is that what has been budgeted would allow for awarding a contract for the base plus both alternates, which is listed as the combined bid. And if Administrator Woods can confirm that my understanding is correct, we would recommend that the board award the contract to Schroeder Asphalt in the amount of $257,580.51.
And yes, it is correct. We have sufficient appropriations for the program.
Thank you. And if there's any questions, I will do my best to answer.
Where is the Schroeder out of? A local company?
I don't have that in front of me, Trustee Moon. They are a suburban construction company. Our office has worked with them many times in the past, and they've always been good to work with and perform satisfactorily.
And last year, I believe we did 11 roads, and there's not as many this year. Or could you tell me how many?
This year, and part of it depends on the length of each street, but this year with the combined bid would include Candlelight Drive, which is essentially a horseshoe street off of 85th Street.
Right.
Prospect Avenue from Cliff to Oakwood, Forest from Walnut to 87th, with part of that being as alternate 2. And then 87th Street from Wolf to Elm. That's the section of 87th, also known as Wolf to Wolf, where it makes the or the east-west portion. And then that would also include curb and gutter patching and striping.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there a motion to approve the bid award as recommended by Engineer Lynch?
I'd like to make that. Moon?
Burks, second.
Second by Burks. Any further discussion or questions on the matter? Okay, Clerk Manella, let's do a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nudemeyer,
Aye.
Posh. Posh,
Muted.
Must have muted.
No, I'm looking on the list. I don't see him muted.
Oh, we lost him.
okay. Do we wait? What do we do?
Proceed and then come back to trustee Posh and see if he's back.
Okay. Moon, Trustee Moon,
Yes,
Carr,
Aye.
Trustee Posh,
It still passes.
I agree.
Okay. So let's say motion carries and move on.
Yeah,
He'd be marked down as just an absent.
got it.
Okay.
I have nothing further, Madam President.
Okay, thank you, Dan Lynch. We'll move on then to reports of standing committees. Building and Zoning Committee, Trustee Carr.
Thank you, Madam President. We had a very busy month in August. 73 new permits issued. Total construction cost of $1,745,137. That resulted in a total permit costs of $50,074. Add those all together for the year, we have 251 permits issued with construction value of $4,884,572.40, resulting in permit fees of $148,919. That's all I have for this evening.
Very good, thank you, Trustee Carr. Finance and Administration Committee, did Trustee Posh, I'm looking to see if he joined back. I don't think we have him back yet. Should we come back to his committee
Yeah.
to see if we can give him a chance to rejoin? Okay. Then we'll move on to License and Franchise Committee, Trustee Moon.
okay, I have one new one here. It's a Willow Springs Barber Shop, which is going to be in the Castle Complex, 8695 Archer. I'm not sure which building that is. It's item 6C1, but I don't believe that's the address. But there's zoning compliance passed, no regulation problems, state license and certification, they're in good standing, never been disciplined, and staff recommendation says that we will go with them. And I'm sorry, I don't have the name of the person, but it'll be called Willow Springs Barbershop. So I'll make a motion.
The gentleman's name is Brian, and he's
Okay.
here. The board would like to if you'd like him to address the board.
Yes,
Sure.
if you would, please.
Good evening, board members.
Good evening.
Do that. Does anybody have any questions for Brian?
Well, yes, where were you located before, Brian?
I was previously at a barber shop in Stickney, Illinois, and I worked there for 2 years.
Okay.
How
So
much
this
for
is
a
your-
haircut?
How much? Prices are still working on that, but definitely love to have you guys stop by and check the place out when it's all done.
When do you expect to open?
I'm hopefully in the next month or so.
Will this be a one-chair operation or two or three?
I plan on opening with 3 chairs, but I'd love to expand.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, are you on the upper level at that castle?
I'm
Uh,
on the street level. I'm next to the 2 buildings over from the vape store.
Which store?
The bait
The,
store.
Sam's
the
Vape Shop.
Vape.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, great. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
So I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Trustee Moon. Is there a second?
Kennedy.
Second by Kennedy. Any more discussion? Brian, anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any more from the board?
Nope.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Motion carries. Welcome to Willow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Trustee Posh, should we try to go back to finance and oh, I'm sorry, Trustee Moon, is there anything else?
No, thank you, Madam President. I have nothing else.
Okay, thank you. And Trustee Posh, can we try to do finance and administration committee at this time? No? I think we're getting a,
Okay, I see him down there. Hold on. I see him back again.
okay.
I
He's
unmuted him.
muted though.
I asked him to unmute.
Hello.
Hey there.
Wow. That was strenuous.
Welcome back, Trustee Posh.
Well, thank you, because thank you, Madam President, because everybody's probably been waiting for this. I have 2 items for approval tonight. The first one is dated August 27th, 2020. Payroll and payroll expenses in the amount of $86,706.20. All fund expenses in the amount of $83,745.64 for a total expenditure of $170,451.84. And I would like to make a motion to approve the payroll and warrants dated August 27th.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Posh. We have the motion. Is there a second?
Burks.
Burks makes the second, and we've got those in our board pack for review. Is there any discussion on them? Okay, Clerk Manella, roll call vote to approve those, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Warrants for August 27, 2020 are approved.
Thank you. My second item for approval is dated September 10th, 2020. Payroll and payroll expenses in the amount of $91,269.86. All fund expenses in the amount of $72,221.87 for a total expenditure of $163,491.73. And I would like to make a motion for approval of payroll and warrants dated September 10th.
Okay, we've got the motion by Trustee Posh, second.
Carr.
Second by Trustee Carr. Discussion on those. Those are also in our board pack for review. Questions? Okay, there being none, roll call vote to approve the warrants from September 10th, 2020.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
All ayes, and those are approved.
Thank you. That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you very much, Trustee Posh. We'll move on now to Municipal Buildings and Grounds Committee then. Trustee Kennedy?
Thank you, Madam President. I have one thing. The trees in front of the Village Hall are either all dying or dead. An arborist came out and checked them all out and said that they should be removed. So those will be coming down soon. And the reason for that is due to the heat coming off the bricks and the reflections coming off the windows, that heat. And they recommended that that they be replaced with Japanese lilacs. Is that correct, Administrator Woods?
That is correct.
All right. And that's all I have.
I have a question, please. Are those for the front of the office building or the side or all of it?
Just the 3 in the front.
3 in the front. Okay, thank you.
That concludes the report.
That concludes my report. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to Public Safety Committee, that's myself, Trustee Nettermeyer. Just want to say thanks for all involved with the resolution that was passed earlier, declaring October the Police Appreciation Month here in Willow. And that concludes my report, but I will ask now Chief Ritz if you have anything to add.
Just piggybacking off you, Trustee Nettermeyer, on behalf of our department, we thank the board, we thank the community for the resolution recognizing Police Officer Appreciation Month. I emailed over to the board the monthly incident reports that total 131 reports from August 1st till today. Our traffic safety initiatives generated 168 traffic and parking citations, and our officers handled 21 motor vehicle accidents for the same period from August 1st until today. And I attached on that email too, with the recent retirement, the realignment and restructuring of our department management and supervisory responsibilities. So each of you have that. And that's about concludes my report.
Okay, Chief, thank you very much.
Chief, I did want to say thanks for putting the speed sign on Chaucer. But of course, no one follows it anyway, so.
Hey, we try. We try, and our traffic.
We're trying.
Our traffic car is out there when we get certain areas that are targeted and residents inform us. So they're out there, and you know they do a good job writing many citations. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And Trustee Burks, the speed trailer that we have out there, the primary purpose of it is to actually, it records every car going down the street and what the speed is, and then it gives us a report over the period of time that we leave it there. That way we can determine what's necessary for that area.
Well, that's good.
Where was it? Where was that located?
On Chaucer, just before Province Lane. There's a two-way stop.
Okay.
And Province doesn't have the stop, but you need to stop. I don't know if they should add one there too, but because people blow through that stop sign left and right.
And if there is there's two modes for it. One is if we're using it to bring awareness to people on what the speed limit is, it will have a display on it. And the other is if we're using it to gather information as to traffic patterns, the screen is generally blank.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's there, so it's good. Like I said, there's at least a dozen kids, varies from age 2 to 12 or 14, that live within a block of that stop sign.
I don't understand. Did you say, Brent, that the sign sometimes is blank?
Yeah, it's blank when we're using it to gather information, because if you put it out there with the speed flashing on it, it tends to affect your study.
Right, people slow down.
They start to slow down a bit, and we want them to we want to gather the data.
Well,
we do want people to slow down, but we want to gather the data.
Good. I hope we can do something besides just a sign and have an officer in that area to write tickets.
Oh, I suspect the chief will do that.
We try. We try to be with the information we get. We try to hit the spots as much as we can.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I think we can move on now to Public Works Committee report. Trustee Burks?
I have no report. Keith probably has something. I know Keith's going on vacation.
Let me ask him to unmute.
Good evening.
Keith?
Hi.
Watching the football.
Yeah. I really got nothing to report. I'd like to thank the board for the approval for the hot box and the approval for the Public Works Assistant Director. That's going to help me a lot. And that's all I have for the evening.
Thank you, Keith. Trustee Burks, that concludes your report?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on now. Is there any old business?
Maybe kind of as old business. Can somebody tell me if Commissioner Zertler is on the line?
If who?
I don't see him.
Okay, fine. Thank you. That's it.
Okay. Any additional old business? There being none, new business. Okay, let's do public comment, please.
I'm sorry, I have a question on new business. I'm not sure if this is where it belongs, but the administrator said that we have a new thing on our website where people can send in complaints if they have a complaint about something as far as businesses in town. Is that
Yes,
correct?
there's a link that's on the website now. Administrator Woods, do you want to explain that or do you want me?
Oh, that's fine. I can explain it.
Okay.
There is a link for businesses that don't follow the COVID-19 guidelines set by the state. The link goes directly to the state. It's you don't complain to the village. The link that you click goes right to the state department that handles such complaints. They'll log it and investigate it, and if they get certain number of complaints, I believe they send somebody out.
Okay. And do we, as our police, I know that's you can put it on the website, but do we also, will the police department also be writing, issuing tickets and warnings for some of the businesses that are not following the rules?
As of now, the village, the state allows the village to either enforce or not enforce. If the village does not wish to enforce, the enforcement action they request from the village is that it be reported to the state.
So we're saying that if we don't want to issue a ticket for something, we don't have to, and the people get away with it?
No, the complaint goes to the state, and the state issues whatever citations they issue. The state's fines are much larger than what we are authorized to do.
But our police department cannot do anything or will not?
Well, that would be up to the
If you get
board.
a noise complaint, I mean, if you're getting a noise complaint, I've had a couple of people call me and say, I feel like I'm picking on one restaurant, but loud noises and that, do you mean tell me that our police cannot go there and warn them?
No, the loud noises don't. The loud noises don't have anything to do with COVID.
Okay, but we could do that.
Oh yeah, we do it.
Okay. Okay, but as far as anything with COVID, no mask or anything, we don't do a thing with it?
We don't do the state's enforcement action.
The state has to do it?
Yeah, the state allows us the option to report it to them and have them enforce the mask requirement or their COVID requirements.
Have we done that at
So
all?
the link is on the website. So the link is on the website so that it gets reported to them.
Well, I don't think it's right. I just think if they're I've seen where restaurants you walk in, if you're not wearing a mask, or especially the bartenders or the servers, if they're not wearing a mask, I just don't agree that we cannot do anything about that. It's our town. And our COVID has gone up quite a bit the last month or so. Am I correct? It went up from 6 to 45.
I don't know the number. I know Trustee Nettermeyer had that number.
I have been reporting on it, and I think at the last meeting, we said that it went up from 45 to 60.
That's correct.
You see, and I don't think that's right, that we can't do something about it. It's our town, and if the restauranteurs or bars or whatever, or businesses don't want to agree with this COVID agreement, I don't agree that we should not be able to do something about it. I mean, when our COVID numbers are going up like that, we need to do something. And I've been complaining about this since February.
If I may, or Trustee Moon, I understand what you're saying, and I don't think that providing the link on the website is to say that we can't do anything about it. However, it gives us the option to report it to the state, who has the enforcement powers for things like state liquor license and state licensing as well.
Right. Well, I just feel like we're just letting some things go by in our town that we shouldn't be. And I don't agree with us not doing something about it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's just, that's my opinion, and I think I'm right. And I just don't agree that, I mean, let's face it, we've got a couple of restaurants in town that have gone out of business because they abided by the state law on COVID. But then we have a couple other ones that do it if they want to, and we can't do anything about it except send it to the state. I disagree, and I think we as a board need to look into this a little bit more, because we should have authority rather than just someone.
It's not the law.
If I may, Madam President,
Yes, please.
Trustee Moon, you certainly have not given away any of your authority within the village. All this is a second option for people to file a complaint with the state and have the state look into it. If ever there's a dangerous situation or something that warrants the village's reaction, you have every right available to you. You haven't given anything up by posting this link to the state.
Thank you, Attorney Peck.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying, but I'm still saying we're not going to do anything about it. It has to go through the state. Am I correct?
No, I think as Attorney Peck just said, it's not to say that we're not going to do anything about it. It's giving another option of reporting, Ernie.
We don't have the authority to go in there and shut a place down. We're elected officials. That's it.
Well, we have a police department. Why can't they enforce it? Why should our town have more COVID people and have restaurants that are snubbing their nose at the regulation on COVID, and we can't do anything about it? We're saying, I disagree with that. We need to do something about it locally.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but it's like we just closed our eyes to it, and I totally disagree.
No need for apology, Ernie, but I think you've made your point. Is there anything further?
No, I just want us to.
If you'd like, Madam President, let me prepare a short memorandum for the village board as to what powers and abilities you have with regard to fighting COVID and taking into account the governor's mandatory requirements.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Peck. I think that would be helpful.
Yes, it would.
Okay, any other new business?
I'm sorry, but this really bothers me. And if people are serving minors or doing something to that effect, we do have the right to give them a ticket or write them up. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we have the right to do it, even with COVID. So write it up if you can, and let's hope we can enforce it.
Okay, good. So we'll have that, we'll review it, and if there's questions further, we can revisit it at that time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Moon. We'll move on to public comment now. Brent, how do we want to do this? Do we want to unmute?
Well, first, I already see we have one hand up. If people know how to raise their hand on this, that would be the optimal thing. If not, they can maybe give a shout out in chat. But right now we have one hand. Megan Nichols, would you like me to unmute her?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Megan, go ahead.
Hello, thank you. Yes, I'm a resident here in Renaissance Station in the townhomes on Willow Boulevard. And just wanted to address one concern, and I had then one question. So the concern is there's been quite an increase in speeding on Willow Boulevard. Most specifically, there's been an increase with, I guess what you would call four-wheelers and motorbikes that don't have license plates. So to my knowledge, they are not legally allowed to drive on these roads. And they speed down Willow Boulevard, which is a concern. We have a lot of children that live in here. We have 2 disabled people who are in wheelchairs, who go on walks, with the dog pulling them. We have lots of people walking their dogs in here. It's really unsafe. And just with the pandemic, I've noticed, an increase in traffic, which there's nothing we can do about that. Things like DoorDash deliveries and people delivering groceries and whatnot, but there's just a lot of speeding. And so as a resident, I've been very concerned about that and hoping that could be something that could be addressed, whether it's additional patrol or signs, something to that extent.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Yes, Administrator Woods or Chief, perhaps you can speak to this, but maybe that would be an area where we could consider for the speed trailer over there.
Is the chief on? Oh, he's muted. Let me ask the chief to unmute.
There you go. Hi, Megan. Yeah, we've received a number of complaints and also actual videos of the four-wheelers and stuff over there. We have sat over there. We've been there a lot. And again, we work with 2, maybe 3 officers on the street at a time with a floating traffic car. And we try to be everywhere we can and handle all the complaints that we can. We do write a lot of traffic citations for speeding, and I can give you exact numbers for that to show you that they are out there. Like it says, enforcing speed limit signs. We get a lot of complaints on Archer Avenue. We get a lot of complaints on streets off of 87th Street. We've received complaints over there. And, in reality, I wish I could post somebody there, for 12, 14, 16, 18 hours a day, but we can't. And we take everybody's complaints on speeding and going through stop signs everywhere we can very seriously. And we do everything that we can in our powers to try and do as much traffic enforcement in those areas as we can.
Okay, well, thank you for everything that you're doing.
Thank you. Thanks for your concern. We like I said, we've received a lot of reports over there on that, and we do keep an eye on it a lot. And you might not notice, a mark squad car there, but we do have our undercover cars there that you wouldn't even know that were traffic cars that sit over there too.
Great, much appreciated. And then my second was just a question if there's been any discussion or decisions about Halloween this year and whether trick-or-treating is going to be allowed or maybe some other alternative.
I think you'll find guidelines to that in the newsletter coming up. It hasn't been completely definitively decided, but we will post guidelines on the website. I would think that you should look at minimum to, have your lights on if you're welcoming trick-or-treaters. Expect everybody involved to wear masks. That would be just some basic things, but I think you'll find a little bit more guidelines coming soon.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we don't have any other hands up, so did you want me to go to, I'm sorry, Kathy just raised her hand. Would you like to call on Kathy, Madam President?
Yes, please.
Go ahead and unmute yourself, Kathy.
Hi, it's Kathy. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Kathy, last name? Kathy.
Wendell.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I just wanted to thank you for ordinance number 22. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Last year, we didn't seem to have any problems with the dust. I'm also thanking you for a lot of our neighbors too. This year, it's been pretty bad. And I know you've been fighting with them and arguing with them and trying to get some kind of a program. They started the water trucks back up again most of the time. But I really appreciate it. And like I said, so do some of our neighbors. So thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy. Okay, did you want me to then to go down the list, Madam President?
Yeah, there are no other hands that I can see,
No other
right?
hands that went up. So
Okay.
I'll start in order here. We have the person named 967. If you wish to speak, go ahead and unmute yourself. Otherwise, I'll go to the next one. Okay, Carol Valdez.
Yes, Carol Valdez here.
Yep.
I had one comment and one question. The comment would be that the village should be able to sell the Camaro, you know, for good money, because that is low miles and that's a very popular car. So I would recommend not to just donate it, to try to get as much money for that car as you can.
Yeah, we're not donating anything, so.
Well, I know that it said, you know, you could donate it inside that ordinance.
That's standard verbiage in all of our ordinances for disposal of property.
Okay. And then the other thing, I was just wondering when the construction is going to start over on the Willowbrook Ballroom property.
Thank you.
I just put a call out to Pat Curran today. Hopefully they're going to start soon. I know I saw some trucks over there, that earth moving trucks that were there one day and go on the next. I knew there was some issues with their funding. I do know that the bonds were to close by September 1st. So that is what my question is going to be when when I get a return call.
Okay, so basically we don't really know what's going on quite yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, because I see the big equipment there and then it was gone. So I was like, I wasn't sure quite what was going on. All right, well, thank you.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, Madam President, the next person we have is Clarence Zima. Let me ask him if he wishes to say anything.
I have nothing.
Thank you, Clarence. And Madam President, did you want me to go through it and call on everybody or give you the name?
So then the question is like the numbers ending 5808. Do we call them?
Yeah, I'll get to those. But did you want me just to unmute them as I call them?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, then Frank, go ahead and unmute yourself if you wish to speak. Okay. Linda Era. Linda. Okay, Linda doesn't have anything. Nina Novacek.
We're all good here. Thank you.
Thank you. Oops, I just asked you to unmute again. Then the number ending in 5808. Ending in 5808. Anything?
Can you hear me? Can you
We
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yes.
Okay, this is Irene Haugen. I just wanted to say that this weekend would be the rendezvous, and tomorrow would be Kids Day, and I would be there for Willow Springs Historical doing my presentation every 20 minutes. And I just wanted to say thank you to the village for always supporting me every time I asked you for funding. I really appreciated it, and it's a bittersweet weekend for me because I look forward to the rendezvous and I look forward to the kids. But I just wanted to say thank you to the village.
Thank you, Irene.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the telephone number ending in 4493. You can unmute yourself if you wish to speak. Okay, and then the telephone number ending in 0999. You may unmute yourself. Okay, that concludes the list, Madam President.
Thank you, and thanks everyone as we went through that for your patience. That concludes public comment. There is no need for executive session tonight, so I will ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Tosh.
I'll make it. Moon.
Okay, we'll say a motion by Tosh and a second by trustee Moon. Any discussion? There being none, Clerk Manella, I think we need to roll call vote, right?
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Tosh,
Aye.
Moon,
Yes, aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Okay. All ayes, meeting adjourned at 8:10. And thank you, everybody, very much. Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everyone.
Aye.